To be or not to be global? I think that's the new question for the new generations. This is Ricardo Munoz, and I will talk about some important topics we should know for now. Uh, let's how how should I put it? Once a person reaches their goals in home, sometimes that person thinks about the possibilities for enhancement in their repertoire of abilities and capabilities. So, in that case, requiring to leave their comfort zone. In other words, some people tend to leave their places, their cities, their countries to explore new places, and in those places, they find new perspectives for their attitudes, business, and social development. This is part, my friend, of what is called or determined as globalization, or at least in the most basic concept that we're going to talk about later. Right now, the key, the path we must follow to reach success, or at least to get into another level of that, is a path of being global. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, um, referring it's referring to have an expanding ambition and open-minded behavior, taking both literal and metaphorical meanings. So, if we follow up this statement, some people, when trying to get initiated on this, some topics are surrounding them constantly till they learn it. For example, we got some question for you actually. We got what kind of concerns a person should have. Well, let me show you a bunch of them. We got the legal issues. Here we're talking about how it's managed the country in terms of legal terms. For example, maybe on your homeland, it's anybody can drive a car, but try to say that same thing on Saudi Arabia, and they will not agree with that. Women are not allowed to drive. This principle goes for all the other countries, or maybe in Thailand. Okay, you find a you find a bug. Well, it's illegal over there to step on it. So, if you want to expand your territory and make globalization over there, first learn the laws over there. Learn the legal terms, okay? After that, we have also the language issues. And if we can mention something unbearably annoying and frustrating, I will be speaking for everybody when I mention lack of language comprehension. So, in this case, the, the most simple answer or advice I can provide you is learn the language or at least have a dictionary handy, or well, if you also can, get a translator. Cultural barriers. Here, it's not about legal terms. We're talking about the culture of the people over there, religion, habits, etc., etc., etc. So, for example, the iconic thumbs up here means okay, fine, it's all right. But try to make this gesture to somebody on Middle East, maybe it's your aunt. They take it, they take that gesture as a as a it's a great mistake from you. It's a insult, big insult. So, same principle as the other points. Learn. Actually, all these issues I'm going to talk about are related to be learned if you want to get globalized properly. Supervisory oversight. Sometimes when you want to expand your territory to another place, okay, you want to be there, but sometimes you don't have the time or you have other compromises that don't allow you to do that. In that case, it's valid actually to send somebody that will represent you over there. It's fine. Actually, it's one of the best methods you could use because maybe you have a perspective of something certain country. But if you send somebody else, someone capable, you will get another point of view. And after you go over there, you will confirm that point of view or also find another point of view and compare. That's the most beautiful thing actually of that topic. And it's not like an issue. It's more like an opportunity you could have. And finally, not least, we have political problems. Here, it's something related to legal and cultural things. Um, Here, we're talking about the decisions the government are taking. Um, I think the most basic example I can provide you is when you are from country A and go to country B to work or to put a uh, factory on country B, and then for some kind of reason, country A, your homeland, and country B are on a conflict or a war. This is it goes like this: the government of country B will take out your business because you are related to the country that is attacking them. This principle goes to other kind of levels, not only related to business. This also means for people for celebrities or teachers also, education. So of course there are some exceptions, but scenarios like this are seen every day. Now, when somebody asks of how can I be in touch with the global community, well, Um, it doesn't matter if I tell you a lot of advices or a lot of methods you can follow, because at the end, it's up to you. It's if you want to be global, prepare a story for them, a story that can help you to spread the word, to spread you care for topics no other companies or societies actually do. At the very beginning, you will sound and look for others as a stranger with poor motivation, but in the end, if you properly make a plan of action and are always updated with the new technologies and information about the topics of interest, you will be a very big fat fish for the rest of the business managers in the community. Actually, it's a good chance for you. Now, if we talk about the values if you want to be a respected global person. Let's look at this hand. Five fingers, five values. Honesty. If there's something people appreciate the most, is to be talking with someone who can declare when it's something right and when it's not. If the people of a country like the most of a population is their sincerity. Nobody wants to deal with somebody whose acts are questionable, no matter how much benefit those acts can bring. We have responsibility. Maybe you have somebody honest, but doesn't do he doesn't do things correctly. If the people of a country is how can I put it? Somebody makes actions and decisions properly and on time. And if that person doesn't accomplish or do what he guaranteed to the people, at least they should have the pants to admit their mistakes. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. Accept your fate in business properly and follow up the rules. And do nothing to others. On a negative way, of course. Humility. This is a very good company for responsibility. Actually goes the same principle. No matter if you win or lose, if you are doing good or bad. If you're doing good and you're being acclaimed, good for you. Accept those things, but remember who you are. And if you failed, remember you are a person. You have the same chances of like the rest of the world for failure and success. So take them seriously and accept that you can make mistakes and respect and tolerance. It doesn't matter if you find somebody who is very annoying. You must respect that person's principles. The main condition we expect from you to follow up if you really want to do something for your business is to not affect others while doing that specific action. Your liberty ends when you affect others in a bad way, actually. And oh yeah, I almost forgot it also. Courage. Correct. The words I have chosen for this point are quite shorter than the other values mentioned before, but doesn't mean it won't be more or less important. If you have a project or want to begin a company or else, just do it. Go for it and do not limit yourself inside your local area. You will discover more while traveling and expanding your perspective of the world. Think bigger. And well, some people tend to think that globalization is not the solution for nowadays problems. Well, if you think that there's nothing that can be against globalization, well, you are a little bit wrong. Remember the government of Hitler and Mussolini, the fascism? Well, actually, that's one of the ideologies that don't agree with globalization. If we make a recall of what this fascism means, we will see that it is supporting only one idea, only one party or community for the ideas, and a country that should follow those ideas. In other words, liberty of thought and expression is not allowed at all. Somebody who is square-minded limits their reasoning and development in basic terms or obsolete concepts. That's why it is important to always get updated. Basically, the five values we were talking about in the last topic are involved here. And now, um, if we if we're talking a lot about globalization, why do we must have it in our daily lives? Well, as a reminder, when we began with this lecture, there was an advice of how to take the to big global term. Literal and metaphorical meanings are the ones we are talking about. Maybe you cannot literally go outside and visit other places to expand your knowledge, but you still can be global by looking at other points of view of people who is going outside or also from people who are coming to your zone. We're not talking about only about the business aspect of being global. If we think it twice, we also can use this behavior as a lifestyle, an efficient lifestyle that will be of great benefit of your and my community. And also, we have another point to check here. We have another point to check actually. If I can give a mere opinion of what I think, is that society is constantly changing in every aspect we can possibly tell right now. Globalization is one of the aspects inside of that long list. As far as we know, people tend to criticize the new upcoming techniques, and as a matter of time, they accept them and begin to apply them in their lives. Why not the same for being global? The potential that humanity has already is formidable for individual development, but we'll still have that paranoia or that kind of pessimism of not believing in ourselves as business people. In a matter of years, people will thank those pioneers of the new globalization standards for giving and sharing some inspiration for a change. Thank you so much, everybody, for staying here with me.